Hello and welcome back to another EduSams video tutorial. Today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to add an expense. So to do this we need to come over to expense in the side module and you'll see we have add expense over here. But before we add an expense we need to add an expense head, which is basically just the type of expense. So we can see on the side here I've got rent, telephone bill, electricity bill, office stationery. So we can see what we're going for. So to add a new expense head, we're just going to come on the side and we're going to enter a name for this expense head. So I'm going to add a website monthly hosting cost as my expense head. And I'm just going to add a description here. So this would be the cost paid to maintain the website. And then we're just going to click on save and add this as an expense. So you'll see it will be added to the expense head list, website monthly hosting cost. So if we'd like to add an expense now, we're going to click on add expense and we're going to add one underneath there. So we can see the expense list over here and we can see that we've got the phone bill, the rent, the electricity bill, chalk. So all of these expenses have been added under their expense head: telephone bill, electricity bill, rent, office stationery. So to add an expense, we're just going to go to the side module here and we're going to start filling in this information. So the first thing we need to do is select an expense head. And we're going to select the one we just created, website monthly hosting cost. Then we're going to add a name for this expense. So for example, this was the May website hosting cost. So then we're going to add an invoice number, so any random number, and you'll see that the date has been auto-marked as today's date. So we're going to leave that, and we're going to add the amount. So this is the amount in your currency. And the next thing we need to do is attach a document. So we can attach a PDF or a receipt or an invoice. So I'm going to drag my PDF receipt in and I'm just going to drop it in here, receipt.pdf. So that's been added. Then the last thing we need to do is add a description for this expense. So this expense, I'm just going to say cost for maintaining the website in May. And the last thing we need to do is then click on save, and this will be added to our expense list. And we'll be able to see it at the top. There we have it, May website hosting cost. And we can actually download the receipt that we uploaded, or we can edit or delete this. So if you'd like a report on all of your expenses, all you need to do is come down to reports, and we're going to find finance under reports. Then we need to find expense report under reports, and we'll be able to see all of the reports, and we can see the one that we've just added. It also adds up all of them to give you a grand total of all of your expenses. So that's how easy it is, how to add an expense using the EduSams software.